Right. So we are just coming back. Sorry for the interruption. We are just coming back, resuming from where we have left off. Over to you, Maya. So I think now you will be able to share your screen. Right.
Okay. Is my screen visible, sir?
Yes, indeed it is.
Okay. So we were talking about what tools you need to pick in the beginning, or even you need to learn in the beginning, and this will, will be with you all through your career. So I want you to start from these tools and master them. Okay. And I am assuming that you already know the Kali basics, like other basics things we are not discussing, like Kali commands, copy, and other things we are not discussing. We are discussing only the essential tools which are required for a pen tester. So the number one thing which you should master is Nmap. Okay, Nmap, which is also called the Swiss Army knife of cybersecurity. Nmap, in Nmap, you get to scan the network for open port services. Okay, and now the Nmap is not anymore a command; it's a complete framework. If you use it with the scripting engine, it can even tell you not only the open port services, but it can also point out to the vulnerabilities there in the system. In these days, we have another tool for scanning, which is widely used, which is MassScan. Okay, but for me, MassScan is very fast, although it is very fast, but it is not as mature as Nmap. So you can use both of them, but you should master Nmap. Another thing is that Nmap is written in different languages like C++, Perl, Python. Okay. If you see the whole complete table, I have somewhere in some places, I have written the language of, the programming language in which these tools are written. Now, why I have done this? I want to clear one point and one question which is being asked too many times, that is scripting necessary for pen tester or ethical hacker? Now, considering the environment now, I would say yes, it's essential. Before, I would say you should know how to read coding. But now, if you are starting your career or you are in middle of your career, please pay high attention, your full attention to coding. Okay, this is why I have mentioned all the languages which are being used to develop these tools. Why I want you to learn the coding? Because when you will be, on a expert level, you will be needing to change the exploits, something in the exploit you need to change, or sometimes you need to make your own exploit, or you need to develop your own tool to bypass the firewall, because the ready-made tools which are available in the market, they are being picked up by the firewall. So sometimes what we do, we write our own tools. Why? Because the signature will not be available. So this is why I emphasize, or I stress for all the new those who are starting their career, yes, please pay full attention to the coding side. Now, which coding you should choose, this is another question which we will discuss later. The another tool which you should you should use is Nikto. What is Nikto? Nikto is a web scanner. Okay, and CGI scanner. It is written in Perl. If you are scanning any website, you will use Nikto, which is a basic tool. It is not a very professional tool as compared to the Burp Suite, but for a beginner, yes, this is a very good tool. The other tools for web scanning are Skipfish, which is journal tool for web application. Then you have WP Scan, which is especially designed for WordPress website, and this tool is written in Ruby. Okay, so first you will scan the network. If you find any web application, you will go for NIC2, okay, or you will, if you will go for Skipfish if you find any web application. And if there are web applications, then you will go for number 4 tool, which is brute forcing the directories. Now you have 3 choices over here, main 3 choices. Either you can use GoBuster, either you can use Derb or DerbBuster. If you are a beginner, I would recommend you go for DerbBuster, because DerbBuster is a graphical interface. It will be easy for you to tune the parameters in it, okay, and it is more visible. The things which are being scanned are more visible in DerbBuster as compared to GoBuster and Derb. Now, if I compare GoBuster with DerbBuster, GoBuster is very fast. Why? Because it is written in Golang, which is Golang language, which is famous for its speed. But the drawback of GoBuster that it does not do recursive brute forcing for the directories. Okay, what I mean by recursive brute forcing for the directories, it will go only to the one step depth. Like it will discover only the directories only one step, whereas DerbBuster you can tune it up. It is very recursive, and it will go into the directories and search other directories. So why we need this to brute force the directories? Why we need to learn this tool, or why we need to use this tool? Because sometimes we are through these directory brute forcing tools, we are landed on the page which has some security holes which are not present on the first page, second page, but they are somewhere in the web server, but we don't know where they are, or what are the name of those subdirectories or subfolders. So we use this GoBuster or Derb or DerbBuster to find those unknown or hidden pages which are hosted, because they might be having some vulnerabilities. Now DerbBuster, GoBuster, or they all use pre-compiled word lists to explore these hidden web pages. Okay, another thing which I want the beginners to learn is MSF Venom. Now, what is MSF Venom? The guys, those who do not like to code, okay, so they will be very happy to know about MSF Venom. MSF Venom is basically it's a payload generator. It will write the payload for you according to the choice of your operating system, and many times according to the vulnerability. So if you are a beginner, you don't want to write exploit, or you don't want to spend more time on the coding, then MSF Venom will be the right choice for you to develop, to generate your own exploit. Now, before, if we go like 5 or 6 or even more years back, MSF Venom was part of Metasploit. Yes, it was part of Metasploit. Metasploit is a framework. So MSF Venom was part of it, but now it comes standalone, where you can generate payloads. Okay. Another thing which I want the beginners to master is number 6, is password cracking tools. Okay, you need these tools, okay, to crack the hashes of the password which you will get during your activity. So over here you have 2 or 3 choices. Number 1 is John the Ripper. Then you have Hashcat, and Hydra is also there. Now, if you compare John the Ripper and Hashcat, I would always suggest you to go for the Hashcat because of the speed it has, and it has the capability to use your GPU power. So make sure you have the right strong hardware for this software. Moreover, it has more hashing algorithm as compared to the John the Ripper. So for the beginner, you should go practice both of them, but try to master Hashcat because it is most widely used, and the success rate of Hashcat is much higher than John the Ripper when it comes to, cracking the hashes. Number 7 is note keeping. You need to have a note keeping utility with you. Okay, in Kali Linux, you can use Leafpad. It does not come pre-installed. Okay, so you need to have a Leafpad. For what Leafpad will be used? When you are doing any engagement, or when you are practicing anything, you need to collect the evidences, and you need to write about those evidences, or you need to report your findings. So Leafpad will be the right tool for you. So in a conclusion, we can say like these 7 tools are must for the beginner to know and to have hands-on experience with these tools. Another
Right.
thing
So,
which
allow me to interrupt here. So, since when you are showing a really intensive and very valuable information here for the beginners who would like to pursue their careers as ethical hackers. So, I believe that all this information and the guidance for these tools, which are the primary, I think, the most basic tool set, what I understood for any ethical hacker or beginner to start with. So the documentation most likely I believe is available on kali.org for most of the tools, right?
yes, and it is available in Kali itself.
And these tools are available in the Kali as well. So my question is that in reference to the certifications which we have highlighted, like the CEH, Certified Ethical Hacker, during the certification, does a candidate get an exposure to such tools during the lab or something?
Yes, if you are going for CEH, there are plenty of tools, okay, which are discussed in very detail and with different scenarios throughout the course. And if you go for the CEH lab exam, then you need to demonstrate all these tools.
Right. Which means that we have to have a good understanding and the hands-on experience on these tools as well.
Yes, it's must for you.
Right. Thank you. So let's proceed.
Another thing which you need to master now is like how to transfer files between the victim and the attacker. Now this is the stage which you will need post exploitation, means after exploiting the victim. Okay,
that's the most exciting phase for hacking. I would say that when a person who cracks into the machine, and then he starts feeling the divine power within itself.
This is the place where the game begins.
Yes, exactly. So I'm see the excitement when I'm just mentioning about it. So that's exactly is the fruit where the ripened fruit comes.
Yes.
To all that effort which hackers are putting down. So let's get to understand more about these tools then.
Okay, so the thing is, when you get a foothold into the machine, that you need to escalate your privileges, and you need to take over the machine. So this is where these tools will come handy. So there are different tools you can use to transfer the file. Why we have these so many tools? Because it's not easy to transfer your malware or your file to the victim, because there will be hurdles in the way. There will be firewalls, there will be endpoints. So you must learn all these techniques, how to transfer your payload or your malware to the victim. So over here I have written some of the methods, not all the methods, some of the methods. Like I have written wget, okay, or the curl. These are command line which will help you to download or upload the file on the victim. But out of this, sorry, let me mention FTP, TFTP, and SMB clients. Sometimes you rarely you get a chance that these are open by default in the client, but it's not like this. Mostly people do not allow FTP or TFTP over their network. Okay, so there is an what I would say a very good weapon to transfer your file to the victim. Mostly I use Python based HTTP server, which is number 4, simple HTTP server. Okay, this is the most used by the hackers nowadays. What is the beauty of this tool? That it will make the attacker machine as a very light web server hosting your exploit. Now, another beauty about this tool is you can have multiple servers at the same time. And more beauty is that you don't need to fix any directory where your exploit is hosted. No, you can point to any directory in this tool through the command line, and that specific directory which is having your payload will be the starting point of your HTTP server. So whenever you, from the victim ends, whenever you will hit this site, it will be automatically downloaded to the victim. So for me, I would suggest all the beginners or even the experts to practice, simple HTTP server, which is present in Python 2.7 and also in Python 3. If you come to the Windows, yes, sir.
Yeah. So one question is, like, when you are saying, like, which directory you will start the server, it will become a starting point for
Exactly.
a victim to access. Does that mean, for a layman, for a non-technical people to understand, is that becomes the root directory for that web server, right?
Exactly.
Where
And
usually
moreover,
the index.html is placed, and immediately when anyone will open your machine or the URL, index.html or index.html will basically be open, and through that HTML code, your payload will be transferred as well.
exactly. And
Saying
you
some
can
things that make sense?
Yeah, exactly this is what I mean. And moreover, you can have in the command, you can even mention the ports. So sometimes, I run 10 web server hosting 10 exploits in 10 different directories on 10 different ports. So at the same time, you can do this, which is amazing because it is very lightweight and it is very fast.
Great. I think very
Another
strong, insightful information which you have given, because this is where a lot of, I think, beginners face difficulty with, because during the recon sessions, during the OSINT, gathering the OSINT and everything, they are good. But when they get the shell, I think the transferring the payload and these kind of activities or the skills is depending on the type and nature of the victim as well. You cannot use all the tool set on each and every type of victim. So perfect. Very, very good. Very good.
Here, over here, I have mentioned, sorry, the numbering is wrong. Today I have too many
problem.
typos.
For the professionals, for the gurus, these all things do not matter, but it's it's all okay as far as the real information comes out.
Yeah, over here we have a tool which is called Netcat. Now, Netcat, as I said in the beginning, Nmap is the Swiss Army of scanning. Netcat is the Swiss Army of everything. Like you can have bind shell, you can have shells with it. Now it also helps in transferring file to the victim. So to master Netcats is very necessary. Okay, you can create, you can open shells, you can connect to shells, and even you can transfer files through the Netcat, through using Netcat. And mostly what I have seen, the file which are normally transferred through the Netcat, the transfer is although slow, but many times, it went unnoticed by many IPS or firewalls, So I don't know why, but I have experienced this while transferring the file through the Netcat, because I think people think this is a tool, very nominal tool. So I think this, that they do not, notice. Anyway, if we come to the Windows, if we come to the Windows, you must, master the PowerShell commands, okay, like IWR commands and PowerShell commands. When we transfer the file, let me explain one thing. Sometimes what happen that we get a initial shell in the Windows, okay, but we are unable to run some PowerShell commands because of lack of privileges, because we don't have enough privileges. So there we transfer a file from our attacking machine, which is called PowerView, okay, to the Windows, okay, then only we are able to execute more powerful commands in the PowerShell. So what I mean to say over here, I have written PowerShell. It doesn't mean that when I will go into the Windows in the initial state, I will get this PowerShell. No, I have to do some tricks to to invoke all those PowerShell commands. Either I have to inject a power view from my Kali machine to the Windows, okay, or I have to escalate my privileges in some other way. But in all cases, I will be needing some kind of file transfer between victim and the attacker. I hope the point is clear.
Yes, indeed. What I felt is, until unless the one goes through or have a hands-on experience in all these things, it won't be easy to understand or grasp all these things. So I think it's when we get into the stage in the next sessions to see the live, things happening, we will get a better understanding and posture.
Yes, exactly. But I'm going a little fast because of the time. But in my next two slides, which are the last slides, we will be discussing something related to hands-on experience. So number one, what I would like to tell everyone is to have a good environment for learning, a peaceful environment for learning, because cybersecurity needs a lot of thinking and lot of concentration is required over there. So what I would suggest, to have a separate room with a laptop and an extra screen. Why you need an extra screen? Because all the time you will be referring to some notes, some documents and something, because you cannot keep everything in your brain, okay, because there are now for me the knowledge has no limits. Only you need to remember where you kept that note or where that document is available, okay, and you should have the experience to use it and the knowledge to understand it. This is why I recommend you to have two screens, one laptop for you to focus on your victim, the another screen is for you to, if you need it in the time, like you need a documentation, you can go through, okay, or you have your own notes, because whenever we go to the engagement, we keep notes what we did for this machine, or how we compromise this this victim. So for your reference, you should have two sets of screen, okay. Another thing which you need as a beginner is a VMware workstation. Why you need a VMware workstation? Because you are not allowed to practice, or it is illegal to practice on live victims until and unless you have permission from them. So for this reason, I would say to download the ready-made free available victims, which I will discuss on the second slide, how you can download them and how you can have a hands-on without any problem. So what are the online platforms that are available for you over the internet? See, the number one platform which I like the most is Hack the Box, which is $20 a month, which is very nominal. Okay, but the best thing about this Hack the Box, it has many hosts which are Windows based operating system, because it's not easy to find to practice on window boxes. So this forum, it has lot of hosts with Windows. So if you have a membership, you can easily go. It's very easy to use. You can have a VPN to their website, and from there you can access any machine, practice on any machine. Now number two is Try Hack Me, which is $10 a month, which is also an excellent platform with lot of details, but the interface is a little confusing as compared to the Hack the Box. Hack the Box is very straightforward. It's like a real environment as compared to Try Hack Me. Now on number three comes Proving Ground. Proving Ground is very expensive as compared to Hack the Box, and it's not easy. I would not recommend any beginner to go there. Okay, the beginner should stay with Try Hack Me or Hack the Box. Okay, now on number four, I have vulnerablehub.com. Let me tell you that Kali Linux, which is funded by Offensive Security and it is totally backed by Offensive Security, are the owners of Vulnerable Hub. Okay, so Vulnerable Hub is the place. Only last year it was acquired by Offensive Security. Now, what is the beauty of Vulnerable Hub is you have all the VMs available to download directly on your VM. Okay, and you can practice them as good as they are online. You just need to go to the site vulnerablehub.com and download your required machine. For the beginners, you should go for all the easy machines. When you are okay with the easy machines, then there is a category medium, then there is an expert level. Now, only one drawback which is there in vulnerablehub.com is the machines are only Linux based. Either they are Debian or they are Ubuntu. There is no Windows machine.
I
But
think just allow me to interrupt once again. So I think for the beginners, where they have to play around a lot, and the vulnerability hub being totally free, I think it's a very good point to start with, rather than paying $20 or $20 per month and not getting most out of it. So it's a really valuable information which you have given or shared with us today. Being that I think in the next coming sessions we will have a more insight and a hands-on, the guidance from your good self on these websites. So Najam, what do you think? From here, how many VMs are there which can be downloaded and which can be utilized? What's the right way for it? You download the VM machine, which will be on your and you play with the use of VM Player or VM Workstation, and you apply all the run the tools on that.
Yeah, see, you can download as much as a space is available in your hard disk. There is no limit on downloading the machines from Vulnerable Hub. The machines are from approximately 1 GB to 2 GB or 3 GB, at the most 2.5 GB, I guess. I have never downloaded a machine more than 2.5 GB. So it's a fast download. Okay, you can download and there is no limit on the download. You can download as many as VMs you like. Right now, I have more than 55 VMs downloaded in my machine, which I practice. Okay, and the beauty is that for the beginners, there are write-ups available for each and every machine. So I would not discourage any beginner to read these write-ups. I would encourage them, because I have seen normally people discouraging people to to read the walkthroughs that okay, you know what you are doing. No, for the beginners, you must read the walkthroughs. When you are good, when you have already done 15 to 20 machines, then stop reading the walkthroughs of these machines on the Vulnerable Hub. Then test yourself. Don't try to test yourself in the first two machines, or you will be not demoralized. So just go through the
Very important.
walkthroughs. Yeah, go through the walkthrough with a big heart. Okay, try to observe the information over there. Try to make notes of this. Okay, when you are well settled and you know some of the tips, tricks, techniques, and tools, then okay, then go
Yeah,
for the
I think that the main point here to understand for everyone is that we be patient, because no one become an expert over the night, or just like being able to, after running couple of tools, or metasploit, or transferring one payload, no one will become a guru on that.
exactly.
So
As you,
so considering, yeah,
as you mentioned Metasploit, no, for the beginners, I would not recommend them to use Metasploit, because it's a very automated tool. They will never know what happened in the background. Okay, for the professionals, okay, to save time and other things, you use Metasploit. For the beginners, please don't use it. Okay, you use it after some time, like 6 months to 1 year, when you're good in the field. Then go for the Metasploit. Then you will understand what Metasploit is doing in the background.
actually is
Otherwise,
happening.
you will be addicted to it, automated hacking. No, you need to learn the core, what is happening actually in the background. Okay, now the last is Contra over here, which is extremely expensive. Okay, but it's an excellent site. Okay, for whom? For the coders who are developing their career in secure coding. They should go, and this is very much from beginner level to expert level, but it is yearly license based. It's very expensive, and you need at least 5 members. Means you cannot buy less than 5 licenses. But believe me, the interface is excellent. The knowledge over there is excellent. The way of delivering, the knowledge is excellent, but it's very expensive.
Right. I think that's the important side to consider for those professionals who are pursuing the careers in DevSecOps, and mostly like in the area of application security. So,
Exactly.
Najam, we are heading towards the last 5 minutes of our session, and thank you so very much for sharing all of your experience and knowledge with us today. And definitely, we are looking forward to have more sessions with yourself to have a more better understanding about how to practically do reconnaissance and exploitation and post exploitation and so forth. So from towards the end of the session, what's your final message to the community? What's the final the people or the audience who are pursuing their careers in the ethic hacking, what message they should take along with them back home?
Yeah, see, the number one message is I still find some students from the universities and college, they are in a very doubt they should join cybersecurity or not. Number one, I would say don't think, just jump into it. I have reasons for this. Number one reason, if you go 10 years back or 15 years back, what I think, security was part of the IT. But now IT is part of security. This is what I think. Number one. Number two, there are 3.5 million jobs in the international market available for cybersecurity persons. Okay. And if you go through Wall Street Journal, you will find that Microsoft plans to deploy 250,000 cybersecurity persons, okay, with the help of US communities. And Google is trying to train 100,000 people in privacy only. So you see, there is a lot of demand in the market for the cybersecurity persons, the pen testers, but we don't need normal with the person with the normal knowledge. No. If you want to come to this field, come with a big heart. Okay, make sure you have the habit of staying up in the night. You have a strong back. Okay, you have a strong body. Take good calcium, milk, or whatever, because we don't only need brain. No, we need a strong body to sit. Because sometimes it happens you need to sit for like hours and hours and hours. So this is where your stamina is tested, not only knowledge, and you need to be focused. So for me, you need to study hard, invest time, invest money, invest money in I have noticed that people don't invest much money in their career. No, this is your butter and bread. Please come spend money on your career. Try to take new courses. Okay, these days there are many free courses available, but there is no quality in them. So try to get, if you are investing time, because I regard that time is more important or has more importance than the money. So don't waste your time on some useless courses or useless information. Put some money to your career. You are spending money for your kids' education. Please spend some money on yourself also. Upgrade yourself, because cybersecurity or IT or is ever changing, every second changing field. So for me is you work hard, you work honestly, okay, and you spend more time with the gadgets. This is the only way that can make you stand out of the crowd. Thank you.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you so very much, Najim, for joining us today. What I understood is like ethical hacking is not just a career for most of the people. The people who are in this field, that's take it as a lifestyle. You start living that lifestyle because when you are into a sort of a battlefield to discover, to adventure,
Exactly.
and to enjoy those moments, tough moments where you really have to put down a lot of efforts in order to reach or achieve something really big. So once again, thank you so very much. Before just the last thing before we leave, just tell to our audience what more they should expect in coming sessions from yourself.
Inshallah, sir, it all depends upon the time and availability. But I would love to come here again, but I would love to come with some practical things, okay, to show you in depth how the things actually happen in the hacking world, and and explain you more in depth with practical. Inshallah.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you so much once again, Najam, and looking forward to host you or to have you more in future sessions as well. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you for inviting. Thank you.
Bonsoir. Bye. Bye for now.